What's up, vapors? It's Nick here again from Garden State Vapors, here to bring a review on the highly anticipated Pioneer4You IPV V2 50-watt box mod. This thing is a beast. I've only had a couple hours to play around with it, but I have a good enough grasp of how it operates and what it does and what it doesn't do that I feel comfortable releasing this review. So let's get started. So when you get your package in the mail, it'll come in something that looks sort of like this. It's basically a sleeve, okay? A box that contains a USB charger, screwdriver, and some screws. And then the box itself, which is actually a really nice container, I gotta say. I'm impressed. Inside, you get yourself a USB charging cable, mini screwdriver, and 4 miniature screws. You get your manual, and you get your warranty card. Okay? Oh, I guess most importantly indeed, you get this beautiful bad boy. Okay, so in my hands are the Heineken VTR. In the middle is the H-Cigar DNA 30. And finally over here, we have the Pioneer4You. As you can see, okay. Thickness, this is actually the thinnest of the bunch. It's actually so thin that when I put my tank on it, it's just about flush with the side. I mean, not flush obviously at the base, but you see what I'm saying? It's the same width. It's pretty good, I like that. I guess you won't be putting any 28.5 millimeters on it, but that's not a big deal at all. Now, a couple of things to bring to your attention when you first get yours out of the box. First off, there is no protective plastic over this screen when it comes out of the box. Nor is there any protective plastic on this or on the touch sensor. So if you try to peel away, you can damage your screen or the cosmetics, and you do not want to do that. So just be aware, unlike with the 722 and 730, there is no protective plastic on the displays, okay? Alright. So I have a 0.3 ohm coil in here, set at 50 watts. When I fire it, it actually consistently holds 4.1 volts. I don't know if you can see that too well, but it does hold the 4.1 volts. Okay? A lot of people were concerned about whether or not the regulator would work or not, and it appears that it does. Okay, so in order to install a battery, you have to use the screwdriver, either the one they gave you or one of your own. The first time you unscrew it, it's going to be a little bit tight. So use this, put it face down on a soft surface, and press down on the cover a little bit when you start to unscrew it. So then you're going to open it up. Look at how clean that is. This is a clean device. I love it. No hanging wires, nothing exposed. You'll notice that your serial number is right there, which is under the touch mechanism. And it's really really good quality, man. I am blown away at how good the quality is. So USB charging. When you are charging the IPV V2, it will have a red light displaying that it's actively charging. when the charge is complete, the light turns off. It won't turn green, it just turns off. There was some misinformation put on the web about that early on, so just want to clarify that for you. You'll know it's done when you don't see red. The box also features an adjustable pin and the 510 connector. It uses a mini Phillips head screw. So I know I had shown you earlier when I was doing the size comparison, you could tell it was a lot taller, my Addy. Now it's almost flush, not quite, but a lot of the tanks that I own will say completely flush. And they look pretty good on there. Okay, so then the big question is, well, how does it vape, Nick? Well, I'd love to tell you. First, I need to get a little how it vapes. So, I'm going to use an EH Pro Tobe clone. Okay, 0.3 ohm coil. We're going to start at 7 watts and 1.5 volts. Pretty nice. Why don't we go up to 20 watts. Okay, we're at 20 watts. Very nice. Guess we should go to 30 because that seems to be the standard right now, right? So we'll do 30 watts. Which is reading at 3.2 volts on the battery. Okay. Now let's see what 50 watts brings to the table. I think it should be pretty nice. Let's see. Oh yeah. Again, this is a 70-30 mix. It's a s'mores juice, 6 milligram nicotine. No gimmicks or tricks here. No VG only nonsense. I like flavor. Let me tell you, the difference between the 30 watts and the 50 watts is actually impressive. The vape is still cool. It's not hot. It's not overwhelming. But it really accentuates at this wattage. It accentuates the flavor of my juice here. That is good, man. Battery life, I can tell you right away, is already better than the H-Cigar DNA 30. I did get to vape with this for a while earlier, a couple hours. I was using it at about 25 watts with the 0.3 ohm coil, and didn't need to replace the battery. It still had about 2/3 of a battery. So, I mean, that's not really a great measurement, and I will come out with an updated review. With all of the mods I'm doing, I will do an extended or follow-up review maybe a couple weeks after to tell you how they're working in the long term, as well as to actually take the time to log how many times I can use it. You know, you can't really do it by hours. You have to do it more by how long the fire button's being held. You know what I mean? That's the only way I can think of to accurately measure it. This does not have a stealth mode like a lot of the other box mods out there. So the display is always on. But that's not a big deal to me. The other thing it does not have is it does not have a left-right function. So you can't change the direction the display is faced in. It's always going to be facing this way. It will not turn upside down, you know what I mean? Again, this thing up here, this is kind of interesting, the fire button. I mean, I guess, you know, you can either use your forefinger to fire it, or your thumb to fire it. So depending on how you like to hold your mod, it could come in handy. Or now, one thing I do want to mention and really emphasize strongly here is that you should disable the touch function when you're going to be carrying this around in a pocket or a purse, because God forbid it accidentally fires, you might have some problem. In fact, when I was wicking this, coiling and wicking this earlier, I tested the fire at 50 watts and a little bit of juice splashed onto this. And it just fired until the automatic 10 seconds cut off. And actually, it caught my wick on fire. I had to recotton it. So be careful about that, you know. When you're out and about and you know you're going to have it in your hand, it's very easy to re-enable the touch function. I mean, we're talking about 2 seconds. 2 seconds to change on and off for the touch off. Same thing with locking. 1, 2. I mean, look at this. 1, 2. Unlock. 1, 2, and it's locked. So it's a very fast function. You don't have to hold it for 5 seconds like a lot of the other boxes out there. Last but not least, this absolutely will fire a 0.2 ohm atomizer. I have been able to confirm that. So the videos you've seen from China are accurate. You can build a 0.2 ohm, a sub-ohm coil and use this safely. Well, I really hope that you enjoyed this review as much as I did making it. I know everybody's been anxious to see what this device does and get a review from someone that's not a vendor trying to sell it or has affiliations with any of the companies building it, and that speaks English. And please subscribe. I've got a big giveaway coming up in the next couple weeks. I'm doing the Smug Juice line, the entire line. It's all right back here. I'm really excited to talk about that product. It's one of the best tobacco juices I've ever had in my life. Actually, the best. And as always, be safe and vape on.